Here we go. After a busy free agent week, we are back down to 1 hour on the Real Kipper and Bourne Show. One very fast 1 hour. We are live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet's 590 The Fan, Sportsnet 960 in Calgary, and Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver. And always Sportsnet Plus. This hour of Real Kipper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kiprios, Justin Moore, and Sammy McKee. Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandeo. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in the new president, general manager, vice president. I guess are we getting rid of presidents now? Well, around the league?
Our good friend Luke Roman is the president.
I know, but in general, you think we're going to start weeding them out?
MLSC sure is. So. No more Shannon or Ujiri. So
Just noticing your Jays hat there. It's a classy ball hat.
thank you. I have a lot.
That will be then the vice president of the LA Kings, Ken Holland, will join us.
Awesome.
All right, so breaking news. We saw Kevin Weeks throwing something out there, and our very own Elliot Friedman. Do we have confirmation on a Mr. Nick Ehlers?
Yes.
The
Elliot
email release
did
just
confirm it.
the email release just hit my inbox as well, so it is now officially out there.
All right.
Signed with the Carolina Hurricanes.
6 years, $8.5 million per season, $51 million. He becomes their second highest paid player. Sebastian Aho makes $9.7. Yeah, I was saying to Sam before we came on, they still have $10 million in cap space after this signing with a full roster. So they got lots of, I don't know if they have the top end guys. Some of the teams that we've seen have playoff success, but they got a lot of guys, a lot of good players.
I cannot believe the money that Carolina is spending, because we have talked in the past about Tom Dundon being a guy that makes you work extremely hard to get your money. Most notably his head coach, Rod Brindamore, who has been negotiating for probably 4 years before he finally settled in on his contract. I don't think he's remotely close to being the highest paid coach in the league anyways, but now we're watching him spend, I don't know, on two guys over $100 million in Nick Ehlers and, of course, Keandre Miller.
Well, and they gave another $50 million to Stanko. So they committed.
Wow.
Yeah, they committed all that money over the next, 6, 7, and 8 years. So long-term plans, and the idea is that, to be competitive in this league, those are going to be value contracts.
I wonder in that dressing room where some guys have been told that you needed to take less. And I put Slavin right there. Slavin had a very good reputation for being this up-and-coming great defenseman in the league. I don't know, at the point where he was negotiating his long-term 8-year deal, a year and a half ago, that anybody would say, well, this guy's going to win a Norris one day. But he blossomed in the Four Nations. And now he's locked in at a contract that today would have been worth $10 or $11 million.
And I think that's what Carolina wants to do. They want to see these guys and pay them before the breakout happens, before you have to go, oh, now he's a $10 or $11 million guy. So that's what good GMs do.
I know it is.
Value.
I get it. Yeah. I just think that, for a guy like Keandre Miller now to become the highest paid defenseman on the team, I hope he can act like the best defenseman on the team.
Yeah. They're paying him to be the 40th best D in the league, by contract price or whatever it is. But yeah, certainly you have expectations when you sign a $60 million contract. It's not nothing.
A lot of fabulous work to lose to the Florida Panthers in 5 games in the conference final.
Well, and that's part of this too. Is I think they're better than they were.
Sure.
They're trying to get closer.
But if I'm gonna get through the Panthers, I'm not gonna be I'm signing Ehlers and Keandre Miller. That's not the guys I'm
Who
going
would
at.
you have signed as UFAs?
I know what
Trying
you mean.
to get better.
But those aren't the type of players that is known as.
Where does Nick Ehlers fall in now? Because he's paid like a top winger right now, right? And
what do you think 8.5 puts in the league?
Was the question? He was not one of their top players in Winnipeg. He fit in on the depth chart. Where was he on the depth chart in Winnipeg? 5, 6, or 7?
Yeah, I don't know in terms of usage. Yeah.
All right. We'll pick up this conversation. In the meantime, let's welcome in Ken Holland, General Manager, Vice President of the LA Kings. Ken, thanks for joining us, man. I imagine, the last couple of days, pretty interesting for you and your new hockey club.
Yeah, it really was probably a couple of weeks in advance leading up to July 1st, doing all the preparation and meeting with the people and going through our cap and what things we wanted to accomplish. Lots of talks with other general managers about trades. Ultimately did something with Steve Staios in Ottawa. And, we're pleased with where we're at. Looking forward to getting to training camp. I'll work the phones a little bit over the summer to see if somebody slips through the cracks, but we feel good where we're at.
I want to get into a few names for sure, in the decisions to add depth to your blue line. But just first of all, Ken, just take us back a little bit and where you were when you left Edmonton and the thought of, what's next for Ken Holland. I got to tell you, buddy, if I had your Stanley Cups and your success under my belt, and most importantly, your money, Ken, if I really had your money, I wouldn't have touched another job like this with a 10-foot pole. So why another crack at running a hockey club now?
We got into February and March. Actually, my wife asked me how I was thinking. Cindy and I said that I kind of had the itch, and if the phone rang with the right opportunity, I'd be interested. LA was a perfect fit for a whole lot of reasons, personally, professionally. Professionally, I had a relationship with Luc Robitaille. It's a good hockey team, great ownership. Lots of really good players here. Rob Blake and his people have done a real good job in rebuilding the team. Personally, it's out west, and we're Western people. When I'm on a road trip, it's easy for my wife to jump on a plane and fly to Calgary to see our daughters and grandchildren, or go to our place in British Columbia. And we expect to have lots of company down here. So, I wanted to make sure that the move was good, not only for me, but for my wife. And so I'm excited to have this opportunity and see if I can make a little bit of a difference here.
Ken, I'm a Western guy myself. It's been fun following your career. I remember you used to be around the rink when I was at the Vernon Vipers back in the day, and seeing all the success you've had. So, with you staying out west, how quick has this or how easy is the transition from Edmonton to LA been? You probably knew the Kings roster and players as well as you did any other team in the league.
Yeah, obviously we have played the three series against them the three previous years. So, you know what? I watched a ton of hockey this year, and I watched, I'd say 6 to 8 teams.